did a lot of the new items in the last run, so now I'm going to be checking out the Boomerang. Bad damage, very low amount of ammo, but man, that critical damage is pretty good. Critical blows on the return journey. And something I noticed while using it, I mean, I couldn't really remember how it worked when I started this up, but I think it's starting to come back to me. Sobering thought, people actually watch this channel. Anyway, when you hit the wall with this, it will come back to you. However, it will go through walls on the return journey, and you saw how it hit the door there. So, yeah, it's going to be a weapon pretty much entirely used on the return journey. Could have also done acid nerves today, but nah, not in the cards. Oh, come on, what, that didn't hit him? Oh, this is going to take a little bit of getting used to. But that was pretty good. Okay, let's try this. Only a single boss cell this time, because I have absolutely no confidence in my ability to beat the hand at this point. I've done it a few times now, but not enough that I feel like I have the pattern down pat or anything, so maybe make it a little bit. Let's check this. Nah. Okay, what if I did this? Oh, so it stops working eventually. Interesting. What a strange... Okay. I'll say this, it's original. Very original sort of... Okay, maybe not too original. It's clearly based off Legend of Zelda. I mean, what other sort of boomerang items can you think of in video games? Something of a waiting game type of item. And I think that if I played it right, I could probably throw it out, wait for it to come back, and okay, I can't roll through it though. But if I did like this, yeah, there you go. But it has a limit on the amount of enemies you can hit. I don't know. It is, and I do have it fully upgraded at this point. 4 boss cells, even though 4 boss cells doesn't really change too much, it does give you a ton. Yeah, obviously. It does give you a ton more cells that you can get. That's really the only difference between 4 cells and 3 cells. It's the exact same difficulty, you just get just a buttload more cells. So, it makes upgrading things really easy, I can say that. Makes it a lot easier to get these challenge runs started up. Which I gotta say, surprised that I am able to do this challenge run. I was really expecting them to already have another update to the alpha version. During the original Foundry update, when they pushed that one into alpha, it was update after update after update. What if I... Oh, I know. So I shoot it backwards, and then I roll past this. Yes, okay, that's gonna be the basic move for Boomerang. That, yeah, that and that. Okay. Throw it behind you. Then let it do just tons of, okay. I think I got it worked out here. You know, when you think about it, that's really the obvious thing. I mean, why throw something directly at an enemy if it does more damage on the way back? All right, I'm down with this sort of weaponry. I don't know. Still a little janky. No surprise, though, it's explicitly designed to be as such. Hello? Well, I guess as long as I'm careful, it's going to be a very effective sort of weapon to use against most enemies. Oh, it's so weird. That said, if there was any sort of weapon that I would want out of this game, it's something this original and strange to use. Man. And also, is it just me, or is that metal hitting sound that when you get a crit on enemies, Like, I swear I've heard that exact sound effect in Terraria or something as well. It's probably a stock thing. Gotta figure out how many exactly, and how many enemies or how many hits it can take before it just busts apart and, I guess, reforms in your hand. Speaking of which, I don't really, you know, I get the other icons that they got for some of the new items. This one looks like a horn. It looks like a little tiny horn that apparently I'm throwing like a boomerang. Okay, come on. No, I'm about to, yeah. Enemies no longer walk into spikes, remember? Well, I guess ugly worms are kind of known for being particularly tenacious, much like a D, but with their devil-may-care attitude regarding jumping off of ledges, but that's not... I don't know. Old sewers? No. I can easily get some more stats here. I don't need to leave at this point. Don't even need to see these guys. Yeah, it seems to just throw infinite... Well, that's not the direction I want to throw it. Hard to say. Oh, perfect. Oh, and it has extra ammo, too. Which I haven't really tried throwing out... What the... Oh, that was super weird. I haven't tried throwing out multiple of these things at once. Mostly because a single one seems to be pretty dang effective. However, maybe by the time I get to the boss, I'm obviously going to be going for the Watcher this time. Why? Let me tell you about the first time I played the original Castlevania. You know how I beat Death? It was just straight up taking the cross boomerang and throwing it every which way but loose until I had beaten him. I wasn't even looking at where I was throwing it. Yeah, I do want some health here. Wasn't even looking at where I was throwing it. I was just throwing it and letting it go everywhere. And I get the feeling that it's going to be a very similar sort of deal when I'm fighting the Watcher here. So, how many of these can I throw out at once? Oh, I can do double hitting. Well, anyway, that's the dumb reasoning that I got for doing that. We'll see exactly how effective or ineffective it's going to turn out to be. Oh, an elite. Here's a good way to test this right now. Oh, come on. There you are. Okay. Just do this. Not bad. Not amazing or anything. What about this, though? Oh, the zombies are blocking the way. Huh. Or something, I don't know. Well, kind of weird, but I think it'll work a little bit better when I get to fighting an enemy that doesn't have so many ads blocking all my shots here. I mean, what is this, a point guard on basketball? I don't know anything about basketball, I'm sorry. Alright, I don't think there's anything else here. If I could grab some more money, that could be decent, but that would also... I don't think that the boomerangs get stuck in... Wait a second. I don't know, it's hard to see, but I think that almost looks like the boomerang that you use is an icon for a bow. I don't know which bow that would be, but... maybe it's just supposed to be covered in spikes. I don't know. Yeah, get as much money as possible, because I do want to upgrade this eventually. More damage is going to be more helpful when it comes to fighting the hand. Since you can do this from just about any area... But yeah, I was thinking that maybe wrench if the boomerangs got stuck in enemies, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Tranquility, because there doesn't seem to be an upper limit of range, or maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. Also, 2 parrying with the shield things. Wonder how that happens. Who knows? But yeah, it honestly surprises me that they have not yet updated the alpha version, because every time the alpha version gets updated, it wipes your experimental save file, which is the one that I'm playing on right now. Can't use your original save files because your progress is supposed to be wiped at the end. And that obviously don't want to have your save file wiped, so you get a copy, it's for the save, it gets deleted afterwards. And so the fact that there hasn't been any updates is kind of nice, because that means that I don't need to go re-get the Boomerang or anything, but I don't know, I also kind of want to see things getting updated. I cannot imagine that the current version of the hand is going to be the final version, or the castle, or anything like that. Castle doesn't even have its own original soundtrack just yet. Which is something that I'm definitely looking forward to, since I think that... There you go. That was some nice work. Oh, you guys are still around. I think that some of the best music in this game has come from... Sure. From the newer areas. Like, I really like the Clock Tower theme, so I'm interested in what they're going to come up with for the castle eventually. Yep. Huh. Just noticed that the Ivy Grenade is brutality and tactics. That's not bad, because the Ivy Grenade you can get some decent damage out of. It's never been as good as some of the other grenades that I've liked, which is why I never used it too much, but that's not bad for now. Betrayed by just slightly too specific hitboxes when it comes to doing this. Can't say I'm disappointed with how the run is going thus far, though. Boomerang seems to be a pretty fantastic weapon. I wouldn't really say that it's quite the god killer that like Tornado was during the time that I used that. I didn't even think about it too much in the time that I was playing, but holy crap was I getting way more damage than I probably should have out of that. Also, oh my god. Just the largest swarm of these guys. But yeah, Tornado seems to just be almost a straight-up improvement to everything the Death Orb is. Except for the fact that it moves a bit faster, but then... Perfect. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, just a straight-up improvement, because you're... Whoops! I meant to replace the other one. Oh. Well. Yeah, I looked down at the ammo there, and I'm like, hey, wait a second. One of them should have more ammo than the... Oh, whoops, I sold the wrong one. Whatever, I'm sure that 25% extra damage is definitely going to make all the difference. I'll never be able to complete it. It doesn't even matter anyway, because I wouldn't put up this run if I didn't complete it. There you go. What's over here, then? Punishment? I don't really need a punishment, or I don't really need the money from that. What do you think of that, Spiker? Spike Man? From Mega Man 3? That's not his name is Needle Man. I think I know that. Mega Man 3 is my favorite of the classic Mega Mans. Honestly, big fan of the Battle Network games. I have played pretty much all of them except for 4, because 4 is kind of not great. It's the Game Boy Mega Man 2 of the Battle Network series. Ah! Alright then. Apparently the game disagrees with me on Mega Man. Okay. This I will take. I guess I probably could take the cursed chest. I don't really see me having any issue with... Ugh. That was close. I don't see me having any issue taking down enemies with a pretty decent ranged item. Yeah, just not really usable in close quarters, I'd say. There we go. Well, mostly. I should probably be using multiple. Like, can I throw out like 2 at once? Yeah. Something I'm going to be exploring a lot more when I get to the boss proper. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Guess more health. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about taking Fury or whatever it's called for the mutation. I think I'm going to take Emergency Triage. That one has been doing me good enough, certainly, in the hand fight. I don't see why I would decide to start taking other stuff now. Also, the most hidden... That is maybe the most hidden scroll of power I have seen in quite some time. And this is all nothing. At least with the build I'm working with right now. Other thing about 4th boss cell mode, I'm not quite sure, but I do think that more enemies may spawn. Hard to say, because I don't think that's a... Not so fast. Okay, whatever. Whew. This is why I don't like getting in the old sewers. Said it once, I'll say it again. It is not a friendly place to people that play this game. Now, did it seem like I maybe had something more insightful to say there? Well, joke's on you, I didn't. You know what? I think that I'm getting to the point. How did I not take... I guess I was still in invincibility mode for the spikes, because what was that even? Yeah, this has got to be the end. I'm out of here. And I'll say this again, I am glad that I did this in 1 cell mode, because, ugh. Aside from that, I don't think there's anything else, unless I wanted to go for a curse right now, and I think I'll pass. Oh, yes, there's a little bit different background here. Instead of being super, well, I mean, it's still pretty graveyard-ish, but it's kind of a combination of the graveyard and the... Triage, please. It's kind of a combination of the graveyard and the sepulcher with a blue tone to it. And you got like the vegetation, but then it's also very dark. I don't know. It's something different, which I appreciate quite a bit. Does make it feel a lot more like the assassin area, the clock room. Because it's so... Holy crap, holy. All right, then. You know, for being a boomerang, something that, I don't know, maybe has never functioned for anybody throughout the history of time, it's working pretty well in this game. Ow, went the wrong way. There we are. Sure, then. Alright then. It is only single boss cell mode and this stuff is fully upgraded, but... but I mean, you can't argue with that. No. Dang. Alright then. So, thus far, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up for bosses, if nothing else. You know, provide that you're using it properly, which clearly I am not. And just tearing through these tentacles. Here, you know what? Screw it. I can just do this then with the invincibility shield. Oh, all right. Played that a little bit better. I probably could have perfected that boss. Oh, well. And I do not want to go to the graveyard. Not today. Oh, I already spent way too much time in there screwing around with the repository. I mean, what makes me think the Slumbering Sanctuary is going to be much better? Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's got more exits than going into the Sepulchre, so that's a plus in my book any day of the week. Alright. Alright, already great start. Decent amount of rally from that, though, so I'm not going to disagree with that. I do think that this exposes the fact that I may need a little bit more health coming up here and a little bit less focusing on damage. But then again, only 12 tactics, and I'm getting spoiled with having like 30 tactics at points. Do I want to? No. No. Still no. This, though, yes. Alright, I'm going to get up to 15 tactics. Then I'm going to take something else. Alright. These guys are going to be a little bit more difficult than usual orb casters to properly hit because of their tendency to teleport around. Oh, man. Well, that was okay, at least. I know that's technically cheating, but come on. Like, come on. See how hard I was to hit that guy? Alright, fine. Run invalidated. You can kick me off the Dead Cells leaderboards if you need. Or I won't submit this to speedrun whatever. I don't know. Saying something probably would have made a lot more sense if I knew anything about video games. Oh, I guess I'm going through there. Never mind. This would probably be the... This is the place to start looking for an upgrade here. How much gold am I working with right now? About 37k. Not great, not too terrible, I think. Hard to say, hard to say. Because I know that re-rolling has gotten a lot different with this current update. You can only re-roll 3 times, it's a lot more expensive. Instead of being relatively cheap, now you have to pay, I want to say, roughly the same amount as getting an item would be. Rather than, I don't know, I want to say like a third of the cost of an item. What is the damage I'm getting here? 513 versus 3816. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, come on. Oh, he's just sitting in the corner, trying to avoid getting hit. Alright. Clock Tower... Clock Tower is the more appropriate... I mean, first off, I don't want to do the Sepulcher. Just, because this weapon has a bit of waiting around associated. Not a whole lot of it. Not enough that would give me any darkness damage, really. But it has enough that I don't want to be screwing around in a place where I could potentially take damage because of it. Yeah, one more then. Acid nerves. And that was at the very start. I was either thinking acid nerves or boomerang. And I wanted to go the one that was a bit more unusual. Well, I don't know. Acid nerves is a pretty weird... is a pretty weird weapon. Hopefully he didn't see me. He saw me. Okay. Got some hits in there. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I wasn't even screwing around there. Ooh. How many of these chests am I going to get here? Well, at least it's taking out these guys weed whacker style, which I can always approve of. Okay. I was almost worried that I was about to fall on top of another golem. But yeah, Clock Tower. Clock Tower is pretty thematically appropriate. It's a very Castlevania-esque place, and this is a very Zelda-esque weapon, but yeah, that's very, you know... I wouldn't quite say that that Watcher fight was quite like my fight with Death, but... Mostly because it was so surprising that I forgot that that was the entire reason I was fighting him in the first place, but man... I do think if the Boomerang worked a little bit more like the Castlevania version, where it's just on an X-axis and does not... You know, it doesn't change from that. It doesn't go up or down at all. It's like, I would not be opposed to that. This is too many enemies here. Also, too many toasters. Also, that was a lot of damage. Just excuse me. Seems like it hits for at least a dozen times before disappearing. But yeah. If this was more of a Castlevania style deal, I would not be opposed to that. Because I think the Castlevania style deal is a pretty cool one. Because then it would just be throw it everywhere, who cares? I have more than enough hearts to... It does seem like even if you hit them with the Boomerang normally, it does do multiple hits of damage. So it's not the most minimal. Oh, okay, sure. Oh boy, crap. All right, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to get back here then. I wasn't able to find a Boomerang until the... Oh, whatever. I wasn't able to find a Boomerang until the Slumbering Sanctuary, and that was in the chest, for God's sake. Boy, this re-rolling's pretty difficult. So I had to take, what is that, Acid Nerves as the secondary item, just so I could beat the boss. Now you might say, why don't I just use, you know, dive attack? It's like, come on. Come on. Like, for real, though. Oh, so close. Really gotta remember that I can throw out multiple of these things at once. Sure, whatever gets me more health right now. Because I think the big issue that I had with that last run going into it was the fact that I did not have... I did not have much for health there. Survivability was at an all-time low. This is not... You know, I'm enjoying the boomerang run and everything, but... Man, am I feeling like there are some pretty obvious issues with this. There was one ranged weapon that you would want to always take with something else. It would probably be the heavy crossbow, but also boomerang. Because it just does not do good damage. Does not do good damage if you're hitting things head on, but you can't always get in a position where you're able to get them on the backswing. Man, just not working sometimes. I don't know. Ah, come on. And there. Shouldn't be that hard to do, and yet it is. Nah, I don't know. No, not this time. If I have to do this again, I think taking Alienation might be worth it, just so I can get enough money to be able to re-roll the shops to be able to get the weapon that I need to make this run happen. Nope. Might also have to turn this into a showcase run too if it's just straight up too difficult for me. That's an entirely possible outcome here. Oh, I didn't get the boomerang off? The bloomerang? I call my bloomerang Orlando. Get it? I don't even act. Whatever. Sometimes you think, well, I gotta say something right now. And then you don't think too much about it past that. Okay. A lot of precarious spots for the ball and chains this time round in the old clock tower. Well, this is gonna be a thing. Let's go, you guys. Okay. Oh, you could have waited just half a second, microsecond there. Would have gotten the proper crits on. I wonder if I just have a particularly bad generation, or if this is an issue with, or if this is now how the clock tower is. Do I even... Yes. There you go. You can kind of get that critical to work in your favor if you really fudge how you throw that, it seems. Even with enemies right next to you, it can kind of work. I can very rarely get it to work, but as you can see there, even with a tracker directly next to me, I somehow was able to get crits on him, so... I don't know. I'd like that secret area, but I also don't want to die. Now, I believe that is 3 skill shops. This game sometimes. And that's it, and that's it. So there was nothing anyway. Alright. Assassin fight. Honestly, I feel pretty good about the assassin fight. I think the assassin is not gonna go down easy or anything, but I don't think she's going to be so difficult that it's going to be an absurd, impossible uphill battle or anything like that. Right now, getting 5804 here. Don't have 2 boomerangs to be able to throw this time, which is too bad, but there are a lot of points where she's going to be away from me, and that's going to make it easy to kind of nail her with some critical attacks. Not quite, but better. Oh, come on. And how about that? Nope, still no. Okay, fine, I'll just do this then. You want to make this so difficult. Maybe what I need to do is go into the corner. Ah, this is not working as well as I would like it to. Okay, how about now? Better. Okay, middle of the room and then go towards her. Better? Better. Oh, come on. You're robbing me of some pretty good damage that I could be getting here. Oof. Real close to not getting my melee attacks there. Yep. And this is about the point in time where I do that. And do that. Yep, and yep. All right, and then... Oh, real close. Oh, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. I'm not going to say that was the best assassin kill I ever got, but I feel like I pulled that up pretty well. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a thing, that fight. Oh, right, you don't. Oh, yeah, that's a This is probably going to have to be a showcase run. I forgot about that being a thing. Don't get a refill on your health flask here. Not as much of a problem if, you know, it wasn't this area. All right, I think that I'm going to go with Thorny because, come on, Thorny's going to be real easy to fight. And also I'm noticing those guys don't actually have any... Oh, nice. Those guys don't actually have any sound effect for when they're using their spears. That's kind of weird. Thorny and this guy, Slasher Man. Rally up a little bit of health at least. Okay. Ooh. The exact same thing as with the assassin. Oh, that's not great. I got the heart. I got the heart. Ugh. Oh, that's not great either. Well, at least I still have a 50% heal over at that first shop, which is actually right next to here. Sure, I'll take it. Oh, whatever. I guess it's actually easier to go through here. Oh, this is not working out well for me. I mean, no surprise. The castle is a place that works at... Oh, I would really like to fight that elite, but I do not think I have the resources for it. Oof. Oofda. Only got 1 point of infection at least, and this is the second one that I want to go to. Good. God, am I running low on health, though, so I don't really know what the best option is going to be, aside from don't get hit. Ah, stupid speed. Why you gotta be all so Sonic? Ugh. Also, that's not great either. Just by the way. Screw it. Doing this. It's clearly the criticals are not functioning as well as I would like them to. Damn it. And it also crashed on me. Yeah, something about the Boomerang comeback did not didn't agree with the game. Oh god. Well, if I'm gonna have issues with that, this may be a part 2 requiring episode as well. Alright. Okay, that's acceptable. You know what? If I die here, this is gonna be a part 2 episode. I'll just do what I can to get to the final boss. Much like I did with the original part 2 challenge run, the old-fashioned... That worked. That was much better. Yeah, sometimes the simplest approach is best. Just like I did with, God, I do not remember the name of it now. Yeah, Explosive Lure. Oh, there. I'm glad that these teleporters at least have some function. 2 keys, and I'm a... Oh, this is not good. What a perfect place for that, Yeah. What a perfect place for that, ball and chain to be. I'll see you next time for part 2 when I finish this proper.